Our taste in film may seem destructive, but this is a productive dialogue. Damn it, your mother ate my dog.
Episode 80. Look at how far we've come.
Hard to believe.
Is it?
Nah, it's pretty believable.
I mean, when you said, "Hey, let's do a podcast," episode 1 is that movie that starts with a P. Primer. And then you told me, there's going to be at least 80 of these. I would have been like, no, unlikely.
Yeah, so it's not believable. I thought maybe we'd do, like 8 or 10.
Yeah, perhaps there's a history between the both of us of doing something for like a summer and then kind of giving up on it.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, you want to listen to vinyl outside again, so that's exciting.
Right, exactly. It's coming.
And Jesse listens to vinyl in minus 10-degree weather.
Yeah, that's the next one.
Is it?
No. That's not a strange place. That's a strange circumstance.
It's a strange place if you live in Victoria.
That is true. But it's not going to be that cold anymore in the next few days.
Yes, that's true. Apparently snow is coming tomorrow, so be careful.
Heard about that.
It's probably not going to be that big of a deal here. It'll be a bigger deal past the Malahat, maybe in Vancouver. But it's going to turn to rain pretty quickly after and warm up. And it's just going to rain for the next 2 weeks. And then I'll get on a plane to Hawaii where it also is raining. But will be warm.
You're going to have a fun time there.
Yeah, just, looking forward to sitting on a beach and not delivering mail, but I'll be thinking about mail the whole time.
Right. What kind of, you got anything planned? Like any tours or, special thing you want to see, or just relaxing in mind?
Nobody wants to go to Pearl Harbor with me.
Okay.
No, we have to figure out something to do on our last day, because we have to kill some time for our last day. Other than that, just a lot of relaxing, maybe a little sightseeing on the one island.
Mm-hmm. Nice. That should be good.
Thank you.
Hawaii's a nice place. Jealous of you.
Do you know what else is a nice place?
No.
So last week we talked about Northern Lion and his competition.
Yes.
Cinna2 Nerdle for you nerdles out there. I hadn't watched any of it really, but I have watched a lot since the recording, and boy, does he know movies.
Sure does, specifically from like the very late 90s to the mid 2000s. It's definitely his wheelhouse, if you will.
I'm scared to try because I think I would get lost pretty quickly.
Right. I tend to be a lot better with like, oh, that person, like I recognize their face, but not their name. But I played a little tiny bit for like 20 minutes. I did fine, but I was playing on my phone. So it's a little harder to like type and...
Right. Type and write.
Yeah. But it's pretty fun. But yes, he knows what he's doing.
This week's movie, Eagle versus Shark, comes from a nice place, New Zealand.
Mm-hmm.
It also comes from you watching one of those videos.
100%. I knew nothing of it before then.
We would never have watched this movie if it wasn't for that.
Very unlikely, that's for certain.
Yeah. Okay. Well, anything else? Anything else new with you? Today is Blue Monday. It's the most depressing day of the year.
It's the most depressing day of the year? Why?
Um, it just is, okay?
Oh, it's just like officially
Well,
the most depressing day of the year. I thought you were
yeah,
gonna
the
make a
second.
joke. It's because like, oh, you're talking to me right now. But no, you didn't go there.
It's the second Monday of January.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, let's see here. Um, third Monday in January. Is it the third Monday? I guess it is the third Monday.
Yes, it is just technically because the first was Monday.
Okay, it's the third Monday. Uh, it has to do with the weather,
Mm-hmm.
the debt level, because I guess this is like when the credit card debt comes from the Christmas time,
Right.
and the fact it's been like 3 weeks since Christmas or whatever. And then you've had like it's been 15 days, so your New Year's resolution is probably done.
Right.
Motivation levels low, but you feel like you need to take action.
Yeah. See, I hadn't heard of Blue Monday because every day is just a living nightmare, depression, and the whole sort. So every day is equal for me.
My New Year's resolution is still going strong. I did finish The Road by Cormac McCarthy.
Yeah.
4 stars,
Out of
4 to 5,
okay.
so 8 out of 10, I guess.
Have
They
you?
made a movie.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Oh no, you go ahead.
they made a movie, but I have no interest in watching the movie
Okay.
because I feel like it might ruin it.
Mm-hmm.
Good movie apparently, but they changed some stuff, and I don't know if I like that.
I find with Cormac McCarthy, I don't know what this book is like. I don't know. I haven't read it, but usually it's a little hard to follow. He lack of punctuation marks. Like somebody will be talking and he won't put it on quotations, and so you'll have to be like, oh, okay, someone's talking now. And also, oftentimes there's like a Spanish speaking character, but he doesn't like it's not translated or anything. They're just speaking Spanish. So you need to have like a somewhat of a knowledge of Spanish. Are either of those true for this book?
No Spanish guy,
Okay.
but there was very little punctuation and no quotation marks
Yeah. Yeah.
around people
Okay.
speaking. The main character's name was the man, and his son was named the boy.
Mm-hmm.
And they would talk, and it would get a little confusing at times.
Yeah. But I do like his. I do like his books. So 4 out of 5, that makes sense. That's what you thought. Can I ask you a mail question? But just before we get into the film.
Yes, but I just wanted to say I'm reading a book now called On the Road by Jack Kerouac.
Oh,
Now you go.
you're on your road saga, if you will.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I've asked you this question before, but I'm just curious anyway. In a week, let's say in a week time period of delivering mail, how many postcards do you deliver?
Well, it depends on the time of year.
Okay, so say this week, or sorry, last week. How many postcards did you deliver?
So postcards as in like there's a picture on the back and writing on the front of it?
Yeah,
Like
typically
a proper postcard?
yeah. I tend to think that the picture is the front and the writing's the back. No.
Well, writing on one side, picture on one side.
Okay. Yeah.
Italy.
Yeah. One of those. How many of those do you deliver a week?
I'd say 2
Two.
on average.
Honestly, that's more than I thought. I just feel like they were so popular back in the day, and now they don't do them anymore. They're so fun. That's all.
Yeah.
But it is also a little odd that you're just like, with letters, you have it in an envelope, so not anyone can just read it.
It's
But
true. I
like,
do read a lot of postcards.
right,
Like if there is writing, I will read it. So be
right.
careful.
It's just right there for you to read. I mean,
Yeah, and I like when people put like signs on their doors. I read those. Keeps things interesting.
Oh, 100%, 100%. Okay, that's my mail question of the week. our favorite segment of late.
Yeah. Our second favorite segment is the movie of the week.
Mm-hmm.
Have you watched any movies recently?
I watched I don't know if I told you this. I watched the three Kenneth Branagh like mystery movies. Did I tell you about that?
No, but like Death on the Nile, like that,
Yeah,
those kind of movies.
Death on the Nile, Murder on the Orient Express, and A Haunting in Venice.
Oh,
All three were pretty good, honestly.
I've only seen the Murder on the Orient Express.
That one was, the second best, I would say.
Cool.
Death on the Nile probably the worst, and the best being Haunting in Venice. But yeah, they're solid. Did you watch any movies?
Yes, I did.
Okay, what'd you watch?
The movie for next week.
Oh,
I was gonna watch another movie, but we didn't watch it. And I saw. Speaking of Kenneth Branagh,
mm-hmm.
I saw a trailer for one of his movies from the early '90s that I've added to my list of
I saw that.
podcast movies. Just a heavy cast
Oh, big time.
For that film. Have you seen it?
Yes, but it was a while ago. I think, my teacher assigned it for my Shakespeare class, but I do remember quite enjoying it. Or maybe we only watched like a scene in class or something. But anyway, from what I saw, I did enjoy it, so I'm looking forward to watching it again.
Wonderful.
Yes, indeed. Kenneth Branagh, I like him a lot. He's a voice actor in The Road to El Dorado, which is my favorite animated movie.
Okay.
Okay, great. Shall we move on to Eagle vs. Shark?
Yeah, is it Eagle versus Shark or Eagle versus Shark?
You know what? I don't know. I just see the VS, I say verse.
Yeah, it's a 2007 New Zealand romantic comedy film written and directed by Taika Waititi.
Yes.
His directorial debut
had
its world premiere at Sundance.
It did.
The movie festival?
Yep, that's the one.
Yeah, this was an interesting movie. Gave me like Napoleon Dynamite vibes a little bit.
100%. I was gonna say that.
A little Lars and the Real Girl, in a way, but
I was
more
also
Napoleon.
gonna say that. Yes, sort of that oddball humor, or like awkward humor, maybe.
Yeah, just a little wacky. Jermaine, just his character. Very Napoleon.
Yes, and I feel like it's very much trying to portray like real people, but real people that are slightly more strange than what a real person would probably be. Like it's just a little extra tinge of awkwardness, but a lot of humanity in the characters.
I read that they wore shoes that were too big for them, so that they would stumble around like idiots.
Right. They all had interesting walks. That makes sense. That's quite a fun fact. I did not see that. I'm a big fan of Jermaine's. I like Flight of the Conchords quite a bit. I think this came out like right when they were their HBO show came out. So I guess sort of the peak. Well, maybe not the peak, but one of their peaks of fame. Jermaine, anyway. Yeah, he was quite good in it, I thought. Pretty funny. I like his humor style. Although I would say his character overall maybe not so likable, depending on how you stand on that.
No, not a likable character at all.
Yeah. Which plays into a bit of the ending, in my opinion, which I think was part of what hurt this film.
The unbelievable part of the ending?
The unbelievable part. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yes. Yeah.
How do you like the claymation type stuff?
I liked it. I mean, I don't feel like it added a whole lot extra to the film other than it was just kind of like a cool, something different to look at.
Quirky.
Yeah. Yeah, I like claymation. I don't know what it is with the New Zealanders, but like, I know Peter Jackson used a lot of like claymation and like practical effects and stuff in his movies.
Yeah, Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, Dead Alive. All that sort
Lord
of.
of the Rings 2.
Lord of the Rings 2, yeah. Lord of the Rings 3. I'm not sure how much claymation is in that, but I know what you're saying. But yeah, I mean, it was a little different. There was lots of mentions of Samoa in this one. I've been there.
Lots of Samoa references. He fought a guy from Samoa.
Yes. Taika Waititi is actually in the film. Not only did he direct it, but he's in it. I feel like he's in a lot of the movies he directs.
I haven't seen Hunt for the Wilder People, but is he in that one?
I haven't seen that either. I just know like of like the 3 or 4 I've seen, he's been in them.
He's in, yeah, What We Do in the Shadows.
Jojo Rabbit.
Yeah, he's in. Yeah, that was a really good movie.
That's on my list. I need to see that one. I have heard
You
good
haven't
things.
seen Jojo Rabbit? Oh, we should have watched Jojo Rabbit.
Huh? I'll have to watch it on my own now.
Yeah. Just one of those films. You know, it warmed the heart. You know.
Yeah, it had a lot of good moments. Maybe as a whole, it had some issues, maybe, especially with the end. But a lot of really heartwarming moments and like some genuinely funny moments too. But I think it was more like when I think of Napoleon Dynamite, I'm like, that movie is going for just comedy. There's not a whole lot of more really. But with this one, it was more, I don't know if you'd call it a drama, a romantic drama comedy as a part, like at the end, not so much at the front.
Right. I would consider this a drama.
No, not a drama, I guess. But like it was more, they focused more on like, there's more focus on character building. Let's say that.
This is a deeper film than Napoleon Dynamite.
Yes. Thank you. That is a much more concise way of trying to say what I was. Perfect. It's much, yeah, exactly. You nailed it.
Yeah. Well, with a movie like this, it's hard to kind of like judge it because like it is what it is. You know.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get too caught up on the ending because it was always going to end that way. If it didn't end with them together, it would have been
better.
It would have felt maybe, but it would have felt incomplete. Like she was never going to end on her own.
Like I would have liked to see them get back together. Like I was rooting for that, maybe around in the middle. But then he did Jermaine's character. What's his name again?
Vinny?
Is it Vinny?
No.
Is that right?
Jared.
Yeah, Jared. I mean, he's kind of a dick in the last like third of the movie. And I don't know, he does a lot of lying and deceiving, and he's very jealous. And at the end, I don't think that he deserves Lily, to be honest. And then they end up together. That's what I didn't like about the ending.
Yeah. She's too forgiving, too dependent on the man.
Mm-hmm. But I find myself always drawn to these movies that have like those awkward couples. Like I really like Juno, and I like this, and like Lars and the Real Girl, and I don't know. There's something about it. It just works for me. But it was done well here, I thought.
The main girl, Lauren, and Taika Waititi were dating at the time.
Oh, did not know that.
No longer together. Well, this is like 17 years ago, but...
Yeah. And I thought there was a nice, there was a good variety among the characters. They all were like similarly strange, but also like enough uniqueness that made them all interesting on their own.
Yes.
Yeah, it's always it's nice looking at New Zealand. It's kind of like a pretty place. Very like, when I think of New Zealand, I don't think of like big city as like just a very rural place, you know. I think that's pretty captured in this one. I really like Lily's brother, Damon.
Mm-hmm.
His character was awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah, he was awesome. I don't know, I just thought he was funny. And strangely, like, just like seemed like he was just better boyfriend material, although I realized that it was her brother, but like he's just a much more likable guy.
Their parents died.
Their parents did die. But not Jared's parents. You lied about that.
Yeah. What else? What else? It's on DVD. You can pick it up on DVD. There's a bonus features, including a commentary by director Taika Waititi, outtakes, deleted scenes, and a music video. So,
I like the music in this one. Like the score was kind of cool. And that part where I can't remember the exact defining moment, but then like Lily gets very angry. You know, it's a post getting broken up with, and the cousin, is he a cousin, or I think he's like playing the guitar.
mm-hmm.
That part was cool. I like that. I liked the music. I was gonna say this movie was hard to watch, in like, as in hard to find where to watch it. It's not on anything.
I just went to my local Pick-a-Flick and picked up the DVD and watched the music video.
Of course you did.
I gotta return that.
I had to stream it illegally. Let's put it that way.
Oh, okay. You can't say that.
I can't?
Oswego Video has required the remaining Pick-a-Flick stock. Visit them in James Bay.
Yeah. They have it all. They might have Eagle vs. Shark.
It's not that big of a place.
No, it's not.
Yeah, I caught it on. I think it was on Amazon Prime. So
no, it wasn't.
The next film that we're gonna watch is on Prime. So
that's great.
Is it on Prime or is it on Crave? I think it's on Prime.
I know one thing about the next movie we're watching, and I think it's the thing that everyone knows about that movie.
It's on Prime. It has a great. It also has great music.
Okay, that's good.
There's the one song at the end will be stuck in your head for years, and then you'll be like, "Whoa, this song has been out since 2001. How I've never heard of it before."
Well, that sounds like a challenge.
But it's not to keep talking about the movie, but it's based. It takes place around 2006,
and
there's some good music coming out around that time.
Well, I look forward to that then.
Maybe you wouldn't like it, but I did.
Okay.
The tagline for this movie was opposites unattractive. Opposites unattractive. It says like opposites attract, opposites unattractive. I don't know.
That's a bad tagline.
At the beginning of this movie, I really liked that opening scene. They kind of set the tone.
Mm-hmm.
At the burger place.
Mm-hmm. I like that as well.
It's good comedy, and then Jared comes in like, oh, he's a bad boy, but it's kind of a loser.
Definitely a loser.
I did like the plot kind of goes through him wanting to get revenge on somebody who made fun of him.
Yeah.
And then just they're in a wheelchair. It's like, oh.
Yet he still beats him with a nunchucks, guy in a wheelchair. Unexpected.
Yeah, this movie is kind of unexpected. Eagle versus shark. Anything else you want to talk about in regards to this movie from New Zealand?
Nothing that doesn't involve the scoring.
Oh.
So we should get to that.
Okie dokie. Okay, so before we get into that, the title of the movie, Eagle versus Shark. So that kind of sets up that it's Jared versus Lily.
Mm-hmm.
But really it wasn't that at all.
Well, maybe maybe near the end.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a lazy title, I think.
But. Yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
Okay, well, if you had to score acting out of a 10 scale,
mm-hmm.
what do you think you give it?
I liked the acting, the style of acting. It's very low key, like just playing real people. I think it was done really well, especially actress who played Lily and Jermaine, two main actors. They were very good, and I liked all the side characters as well, which I find is rare. All really enjoyable. I liked it overall. I give it an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, it was. You had to be a specific. You had to give a specific performance to make this work, and I thought Lily, played by Lauren Horsley, and Jared, played by Jermaine Clement, did really well for their characters, and really helped this movie not be bad.
Yes.
But I would give it a 7 out of 10.
All right. Cool.
I really want to hear what you had to say about ending, so I'll let you go first for ending as well.
Okay. I just thought a better ending perhaps would have been that they don't get back together. And perhaps, or maybe they do ultimately, but like 10 minutes before the ending, she's like, no, I don't want to get back together with you because you're kind of a dick. And then maybe he has, we see some scenes of him sort of bettering himself, maybe making up for it a little bit more than he did in the film, because he doesn't really feel like he made up for anything. So here's some flowers. You forgive me, right? She's like, yes, I forgive you.
But they're Lily's. Her name is Lily.
Right. I just felt like the whole time I'm like, this movie, of course this movie's not going to go to the obvious ending. It's not that type of movie, but then it kind of did. I just thought that was a bit of a disappointment. I thought she took him back for too little effort. So that was a disappointment for me. I'll give the ending a 4 out of 10. It really hurt the film.
That's fair. Yeah, for this, the same, basically, except, so they start the movie off with her not being independent enough. She, nobody likes her.
Mm-hmm.
She gets fired from her job out of a random draw that wasn't random. That was funny as well. She needs that character arc, that improved character arc at the end of the film, because the movie starts with her as like a loserish girl, and it needed to have her like winning and changed.
Mm-hmm.
And winning and changed wasn't just being with this guy.
Yeah.
At the end.
Yeah.
So that was disappointing.
Mm-hmm.
But this kind of movie was never going to make that kind of statement, I think. They were going to go for the happy ending.
Right.
Well, happy, for him, the man.
Mm-hmm.
So I also gave it a 4 out of 10.
I would have been totally content with them getting back together if he had put more effort into it, or did less irredeemable things.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay.
Oh boy, he's
Okay.
getting tired. We better get to the scores, final scores. Should I give mine first?
No, I'll give mine first.
Okay.
The acting was strong. The
Yes.
ending, not so much, but there was a lot of good stuff in this film. It definitely wasn't one of those like bad movies we watch.
Mm-hmm.
It was a charming movie.
Yeah.
Probably a little better than Napoleon Dynamite. A little more deep.
Yeah.
So I gave it a 6 out of 10.
Very nice. Yes. That is also going to be my score. 6 out of 10. The ending could have been better. Would have really elevated this one. I think it would have been probably. Look, I don't know. It's hard to say because I don't know exactly what a better ending would be. But yeah, I think it would have helped the score quite a bit. But it was a very enjoyable watch. Besides that, I really like the low key acting. That type of low key acting that ends up being funny is just like it really lands as really funny to me. I laughed out loud a good number of times, and yeah, like the music is just kind of like you said, it was like kind of like a heartwarming sort of nice watch. I liked it. 6 out of 10.
Episode 80 ends with 6s across the board. I think a great way for this podcast to end, when it does inevitably end, when you have babies or whatever, is we have to write a screenplay and get that made into a movie. And then the last podcast will be us reviewing that movie.
Reviewing our own movie?
Full circle. Yeah.
Okay, that sounds like an achievable plan. Let's do that.
Eagle versus Shark is over. Episode 81 next week. We're headed to England. So we're out of New Zealand. We're headed to England. We're watching this movie being Saltburn, a few weeks too late, I think, to catch like the wave of activity. But that's okay. Saltburn. I don't know if you'll like it.
Right.
Because after 80 episodes of this 80 podcasts, I still don't really know what you like.
You don't know what I like?
Well, because like you like some weird stuff, and then you don't like stuff that I think is good, and so who knows? But I think it's an interesting watch, and we'll have a lot to talk about.
Okay, it does sound interesting.
I may watch it again.
It feels like, yeah, I guess you'd say we're a few weeks late on the whole Saltburn train, but like lately, all I've seen is like people talking about Poor Things and Saltburn. It's like all over Twitter and crap. Some memes, more of Saltburn, I suppose.
And that song, that catchy song,
And a catchy song, apparently.
Yeah, Poor Things that's another movie that I want to watch. Because I think it'll do well. Tonight's the Emmys as well. I don't know if you didn't know that because you don't watch TV. But Poor Things is Yep.
I thought the Emmys was last week.
They do 2 different Emmys. So one was like the Creative Arts Emmys, but this Emmys was supposed to happen months ago, but because of the writers and the actors strike, they pushed it. So it's old news. But Poor Things is supposed to do really well at the Oscars.
Okay.
Willem Dafoe. That might be our first Willem Dafoe movie.
Oh, right. Willem Dafoe. Yes.
Mark Ruffalo, Emma Stone. But yeah, I don't know. You can do Poor Things for a movie. I already have like 6 of my next movies all lined up, but
I have a list of like 4 movies, my next 4 movies.
We probably can't even watch Poor Things yet. Anyways, might still be in theaters, but Saltburn is on Prime, so
I got 6
easy.
movies in the shoot right now.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. So yeah. Excuse you.
That was a good talk, I think. I recommend that people go out and watch this one. If you like Napoleon Dynamite, and if you like maybe Nacho Libre.
Yeah, DM Jesse to get his illegal link.
Yeah, I'll send you the link. You can watch that one.
You can veto this, but I'm just going to give you one date, and you tell me yes or no.
Okay.
Did you just send me a link? Oh, never mind.
No.
August 11th, 1989.
Okay.
Neither of us were alive.
Nope. Was not quite alive.
None of these movies made a whole lot of money.
Okay.
The most was $45 million over 5 weeks.
Let's just do that one. How about?
Okay, we'll start with this one, and then if it's like, oh, easy, we can continue.
Okay.
It's a comedy romance drama film starring Billy Crystal.
Oh boy.
Billy Crystal. Okay, so You've Got Mail was Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
What was the Billy Crystal? What was the I'll Have a Cheese Head movie?
No idea.
With Meg Ryan.
Billy Crystal and Meg Ryan? I don't know.
I'll Have a Cheese Having. It's not. It's like I'll have what she's having. Oh, When Harry Met Sally.
Oh, right. That's probably it.
Well, they probably made like a lot of movies. Nearly 2 actors, and yeah, it was When Harry Met Sally. Good for us.
Well
Good
done.
for me.
Yeah, I didn't do shit. I've heard of that movie, but
Well, the next movie is a Tom Hanks film. Speaking of Tom Hanks,
okay.
a 1989 action comedy thriller crime family film starring Tom Hanks. Now, no, this wouldn't be The Burbs because that was kind of like a horror movie.
Mm-hmm. What are the genres again?
Action, comedy, thriller, crime, family. Is this Turner and Hooch?
Maybe. Or The Money Pit, maybe?
Do you know who any of the other actors are?
No, I don't know any of the other actors in either of those movies. Well, what's the tagline?
Oh, The Oddest Couple Ever Unleashed. See, this is why I should have just went with my gut. Just keep going with your guts. Okay, yeah, Turner and Hooch. Get it? Ever Unleashed?
I get it. Leashes dogs. 100%.
Okay, here's a horror thriller film
Mm-hmm.
starring Robert Englund.
Okay, well, it's one of the Friday the 13th
Nightmare on
movies. Or not Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm
Nightmare
Street,
on
yeah.
Yeah, so that's probably one of the later ones because it's 89.
Yeah. I want to say the first one probably came out in 85, if I were to guess. I would say this is probably the third one.
Nightmare on Elm Street, the third one?
Mm-hmm. That's my guess.
It's not the third one.
Mm.
The fourth one? It's not the fourth one.
So yeah, these went well into the 90s. I think if anything, it's going to be the second one.
It's not the second one.
Okay. It's got to be the fifth one then.
They stop after the fourth one. They stop calling them numbers.
Oh, boy.
Nightmare on Elm Street, The Dream Child.
Maybe.
It is. It's Nightmare on Elm Street, The Dream Child.
Of course.
Okay, hey, we're doing pretty good. Hey, you know who Ed Harris is?
I do know who Ed Harris is.
Do you remember the movie he was in 1989? It was an adventure, action, thriller, science fiction film.
Yes. It's called The Abyss.
Okay, none of the other two actors. Is it The Abyss or Into the Abyss?
The Abyss.
Yeah. Okay. Good. None of the other two actors were people I've ever heard of.
Mm-hmm.
You know him that well.
I just know that he's in a movie called The Abyss, and it came out in the late 80s.
Okay, here is the last one, which was also the #1 movie of the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
It's a comedy drama starring Steve Martin.
The Jerk.
The Jerk.
Mm-hmm. It's probably
It's
the
not
earlier
the-
80s.
It's not The Jerk. I was thinking that movie with the word family in it, or like bride.
Father of the Bride?
Yeah, Father of the Bride, maybe. It's not that. Tagline: a comedy about life, love, and the gentle art of raising children. Mary Steenburgen is in it as well.
Isn't he in a movie like it's like Parents or Parenthood, maybe? That sounds like
yeah.
it fits the tagline.
It is. It's Parenthood
Oh, baby.
in the 47th percentile.
You think we would have gotten better than that? Maybe it was all the guesses we burned on Nightmare on Elm Street.
It's our highest score we've ever had.
Well, we got all 5 movies. There's no doubt about that one.
Insane. Who would have thought?
Not I.
1989. Well, Jesse, I think this is going to be kind of like a shorter episode.
We're at 42 minutes.
Yeah, it normally happens with a movie like this where it's just, good and not a whole lot to talk about. And then, I mean, unless you want to just hang out, talk some more.
No.
Okay, episode 80. Eagle versus Shark. Yeah.
What would you rather be, an eagle or a shark?
I think I'd rather be an eagle.
Mm-hmm.
You would rather be a shark.
No, I think I'd be an eagle. And fly? That sounds fun.
Yeah, I mean, shark is good too, though, because, but the water would be kind of cold.
But then again, would you rather be the Philadelphia Eagles or the San Jose Sharks?
They both aren't very good.
The Eagles made it to the playoffs, brother. I mean, they're not in it anymore, but...
How about them Cowboys?
How about them Cowboys? Tampa Bay, all that fun stuff.
I can't believe Tom Brady did it again.
Guys, unbelievable. Even in retirement, he's winning games.
All right, Jesse. Well, what a fun episode. Looking forward to watching Saltburn, episode 81, Saltburn, coming up next week. And then we'll take like a week off, a little week vacation, and then we'll be back with, I don't know, something that you want to watch.
When was the last time you were at a graveyard?
Probably 2020.
Okay.
Not because anybody died. I just used to live by a graveyard.
Right.
The Ross Bay Cemetery.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Good times.
I do remember that.
Has anybody died? Would I have been? No. No.
Okay.
What about you? Or is this depressing?
No, not anytime soon. It was more of an tip of the hat to our next week's movie.
No, I got it, but dark. When's the last time you pulled down your pants in a graveyard?
You know, I almost did last week. But before that, it's been a while. Yeah.
All right. Well, on that note, salutations and farewell.
Have a good evening.
Or morning.